No, do what, I work, or
Correct.
where'd that come from?
That came from the commissioner. I don't want to start any
No,
or anything like that. Like I said, I enjoyed my time. So there's a lot of great people, but it's just too bad.
No, I just found out that you resigned when I walked into the meeting a little while ago. So, so obviously,
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the school committee meeting of Monday, November 22nd. First on tonight's agenda is the acceptance of the meeting minutes of October 25th, 2021. We'll be entertaining a motion.
Motion to approve the minutes.
We have a motion by Mrs. Davidson. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Small. All those in favor? Thank you. That is a vote. Seeing nothing under communications and nothing under audience, we will move on to reports. We have 5 financial reports for the month of October for approval this evening, so we'll be entertaining 5 motions, 1 for the school department, 1 for the high school student activities, 1 for the middle school student activities, 1 for cafeteria, and 1 for daycare. We'll entertain 5 motions.
5 motions to approve.
We have 5 motions,
5 seconds.
and we have 5 seconds. All those in favor? That is a vote. Thank you. Next up, we have monthly reports for September and October, and we have 14 reports for approval. So I'll take a deep breath and read them off to you. First is art, second is athletic, computer technology, daycare, deans, English, 9 to 12, math, 9 to 12, music, physical education, health, radio, TV station, science, social studies, special education, 9 to 12, and library. We will entertain 14 motions.
14 motions to approve.
We have 14 motions to approve
14 seconds.
and 14 seconds. All those in favor? Thank you very much. Under old business, we have a Phelps Elementary School update. Dr. Cron?
I'm going to pass it over.
Yes, so
Ms. Davidson?
I just have a few updates that we had a furniture meeting last week and also a technology meeting regarding products that will be selected for the new Phelps Elementary School. And then from a construction standpoint, if you've seen the map before, they're broken up into sections A through C, and B and C roofing is complete, and now they're working on A. All interior concrete is complete within the building. And then up next is the windows, fireproofing, and then they're going to start the brick on the exterior of the building. And that's all I have.
That's remarkable. It's coming up so quick. Seems like something's different there every day. It's really cool that the concrete's all in and
Yep.
the windows will be coming in sooner. It'll start to look like the building we kind of imagined it to be. Any questions or comments for Mrs. Davidson or comments about the building project? Mrs. Maroney?
I was just going to say, being in the furniture meeting, I think made it really real that we're this close to it, and we were ordering it ahead of time to make sure that we have it all. But like you've been on it a long time, and so had Emily, been on it, to think that all those years of building and talking, and here we are ordering furniture, right? And seeing the visual inside of it and getting to see the outside of it built. It's really cool. We did this for our town. We did this for these kids, so.
Very exciting.
Yes.
Anyone else? Great. Good stuff happening before our eyes. Thank you, Mrs. Davidson. Next up tonight, under item B, we have a COVID update. Dr. Cron?
Pass this to Mrs. Hackett.
All right, good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
All right, so vaccination clinic update. We've vaccinated over 300 individuals to date through the school system. This past Saturday, we vaccinated 143 5 to 11-year-olds, and 56 staff members received their boosters with less than 24-hour sign-up window opportunity, and with only Pfizer being available at that clinic. So the second shots for these kiddos will be second shots for the 5 to 11-year-olds will be scheduled for December 11th, so they will be fully vaccinated in time for Christmas, 2 weeks out from that. It directly falls on Christmas Day. And the next booster clinic is scheduled for December 3rd, which is a Friday, 2 to 6 p.m., and all vaccines will be available then for staff. And we also share it with the senior center and with Town Hall in case anyone wants to participate from those two entities as well. So these are our vaccination rates. You can see here, which is kind of a neat little thing. This is as of last Thursday. So as of last Thursday, 80 5 to 11-year-olds got their first shot, and we did 143. So this is already old info, and we know that we're up to over 125 people kiddos are vaccinated. And if you pop all the way over to the right, you can see where we are as far as fully vaccinated individuals. We're starting to see another bump here again, which is good to see in the 12 to 15-year-olds. It's coming on board, and on the 16 to 19-year-olds, we're seeing the increase with the one shots over the second shot. So those age groups are still continuing to get their first shots, and hopefully they'll be all set with that. And today was a conversation with the commissioner, and the mask mandate continues to be extended until November 15th, unless we're at the 80% vaccination rate by building. We are not close to that. The Rockland High School population is at approximately 60% vaccination, and 50% of the middle school just became eligible for vaccination, so we're clearly not eligible from the middle school on down. The state is bracing for a continued case increase. We're at 100% increase from last Monday to today from cases, and they're hoping to avoid a similar holiday surge to last year with having the boosters, first the kiddos available and the boosters shots available over the course of the next couple of weeks. And I didn't put this on, sorry, I thought I had, but we are on down to, in the school system currently, we only have 9 cases, and that's student and staff. That's very good. And we only today, as of today, we only had 2 people in the test and stay program today, which is also good news. So I think, windows open, cleaning, we're doing everything that we can, and that's where we are today for COVID.
Thank you, Mrs. Hackett. Good to see those numbers climbing, and great job by you and your whole team on the last week's vaccinations here at the school. I know those numbers are going to jump quickly, and it's great to see our community be able to have that opportunity and see that they embraced it in such a positive way. Anybody else have any questions or comments about the COVID update?
The second dose, do you have a date for the next clinic? Is 12/3? Do you have
That is the booster clinic.
That's the
December
booster clinic.
11th is the second.
December 11th, right. Sorry, mixed up my dates.
Mrs. Davis?
Do you think you will organize another clinic?
I think
Another
I'll send
round,
out a routine
or-
and gauge, to gauge interest.
Yeah.
I think the positivity of the experience hopefully has spread, among parent groups. So I want to speak to Jake, my Jake from State Farm, Jake from Transformative Health, and speak to him about how we can expand either the 11th or the 3rd to include more. He's exceptionally flexible. I mean, the minute the governor came out, I called him, and he said yes on the booster, and he ran around getting doses, basically.
Yeah.
Finding doses and getting doses transferred down here to Rockland. So he is very, very cooperative and flexible and nimble. So we're going to meet, telephonically and talk about what we think is best. But we did a Google survey for the staff to see whether or not we thought it would be worthwhile, and it clearly was. And we'll do it again between the 3rd and the 11th and see what we can expand it to. You have to be careful. We expand the shot on the 11th. You're in the hall to first shots. You're in a very tricky 3rd week because you're on vacation.
Right.
And the way we got the December 3rd, they were able to squeeze us in for the December 3rd booster, is because if that were a first shot clinic, it would fall on Christmas Eve. So it's just sort of fitting things in. But I will just say that, obviously COVID's been, a lot for everyone. It was an exceptionally moving experience on Saturday. It was very moving seeing that happen with these little kids. It really was quite an experience.
It's really great. Great work.
I just want to say thank you. Doing these vaccine clinics really gets to my pediatrician heart, so I appreciate all of the work. I know it's not easy, but all of the work. And also making it so easy for our teachers and our staff to get their boosters, so that, if we all remember, the whole goal is so that we can all be in school as much as possible, because that's what's best for these kids. So thank you for all of that.
Thanks for your support.
Next up, under old business, we have some completed fundraisers. Actually, we have one completed fundraiser. The class of 22 was going to be having a Chipotle night that had to be canceled, unfortunately, due to the recent big storm that we had. But the Eston PAC had a Name That Circle fundraiser that raised an incredible $9,900 in October. That's really remarkable. Great job by everybody at the Eston PAC and everyone who supported that fundraiser. That's really outstanding news. Under new business, we have some new fundraisers for approval. The Rogers Middle School Book Club is going to be selling staffed T-shirts from November 29th to December 3rd of 2021. We'll be looking for a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve the fundraiser.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor? That's a vote. The high school is going to be having two fundraisers. The class of 22 will be hosting fundraisers in December. They'll be selling class bracelets and a Domino's pizza fundraiser throughout December. And I happen to have already one of those class bracelets, and they're pretty sharp. So we'll be looking for 2 motions on those.
2 motions to approve.
And do we have 2 seconds?
2 seconds.
All those in favor? That's a vote. Thanks very much. Next up, we have a approval for a homeschooling. Dr. Cron, do you have anything you'd like to comment on about this?
I recommend that we approve it. I believe this is medically driven. And again, I recommend that we approve it.
Okay, very good. So we'll be looking for a motion to approve.
Motion to approve the homeschooling application.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor? That's a vote. Thank you, everybody. Next up, under new business, item C, we have the FY23 budget. Dr. Cron.
Thank you. I'm going to turn this over to Mrs. Hackett.
Hello again. Here we go. The FY23 budget. FY21, which was the previous year that just closed, June 30th, our operating budget funded through the town meeting was $26,211,324. Our current year budget, as approved by town meeting, is $26,338,219. This is a $126,895 increase, which is a 0.48% increase from FY21 to FY22. We've been asked to submit an FY23 request to the accounting office by December 3rd at noon. And the request that we're putting forward to you is for your consideration to submit is $27,655,130 for a proposed increase of $1,316,910, which would be a 5% increase from the current fiscal year to the next fiscal year.
Questions or comments from the committee? Could we talk a little bit about the 5% and sort of the difference between what we received in FY22, which was less than a 0.5%, to what we're asking for the 5% this year, and what the current needs and challenges of the school system are that we're sort of requesting that?
I think first, people want to keep in mind that we are under contract with the teachers for a 2% increase annually in their salaries, 2% a year over 3 years. Other things driving our increase in costs are high-needs students, which we've talked about in detail at these meetings and elsewhere. Our English language learner population has grown to nearly 260 students. And when I began here in 2012, we had 23 students district-wide. It's having a real impact on the classroom at pretty much all grade levels. It's very challenging for the teachers. Our high needs population is approximately 52%, pushing 52%, just shy of that. High needs could be anyone who's a special education student, an English language learner, or a low-income student. So this population tends to be more expensive to educate, And the expenses do not come in one time. we don't just simply purchase a textbook or purchase a thing to address these needs. We need professionals. We need people in place. And people cost money, and they don't cost one-time money. They need to be sustained over time. So the increases that we're asked for are to support our English language learners, which we've already invested in that by hiring tutors, hiring English language learner teachers. We run, I think, an excellent English language learner program throughout the district, but they still need more supports. The way I ask folks to think about this is pretend you're a third grade teacher. And this just happened last week, and it happened the week before. But you're a third grade teacher, and you have your 20 students, and you're rolling along, and you're working hard with each of these 20 students. And then all of a sudden, you have 2 new students in your classroom who do not speak a word of English. And you're trying to figure out how to make that work. In some cases, you have students who may have been out of school, not just due to COVID, but in the country from which they're coming, their education may have been interrupted even more severely than it has been here in the United States. So we are seeing a spike in the need for special education services, for English language learner services, and also tending to the social emotional needs of our students. So that can come in a lot of forms, but again, it's very personnel heavy. We need professionals in place to work with these students, and they cost money. So that is really what's driving our increase and our request for the 5% increase.
Comments or questions from the committee?
I just want to note that, over the past few months, I've been impressed by the amount of grants that the team has been able to secure. So while I acknowledge that it's a 5% increase, I think it's also important for everyone to be aware that the team is working as hard as possible to find other sources of funding as well to continue to give our kids the best education possible.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. We look for grants wherever possible, and grants are great, but I will tell you, when I hear the word grant, I generally think, what's the cost associated with that grant? How much people time will it cost to implement that grant, and how long does that grant last? So if it's a one-year grant, it can be wonderful, but if I hire someone under that grant and then I don't have the money to pay them the following year, then I have a problem. So you can build a great system, but then you need to sustain it. So, but your point is well taken, and we are beating the bushes for every possible grant that we can get our hands on, and we'd be happy to fill anyone in the public in on all of these efforts and the grants that we are applying for and receiving currently, which are numerous.
Excellent. Anybody else? So we'll be looking for a motion to approve the FY23 budget.
Motion to approve the FY23 budget.
We have a motion by Mrs. Davidson.
Second.
We have a second by Dr. Small. All those in favor? That is a vote. Thank you very much. Next up, under item 7, is our superintendent's report. Dr. Cron.
Thank you. I have quite a little list here, but my first 2 go out to the public. Just a friendly reminder, this is especially important at the middle school with some of our younger students, but please remember to help your children charge their Chromebooks at night. And be sure that your child has their charger with them at all times. I have 2 children myself, so I say that and I'm sort of smirking. I know that you probably ask your children if their Chromebook is charged, but we may need to go that extra step and just double check. But the middle school is struggling toward the end of the day with Chromebooks. They run out of loaners, and that's a problem for the classroom teacher who's trying to keep learning going. So just a friendly reminder to families, please ask and check that the Chromebooks are charged in the morning. My second public request, and this may seem a bit odd, but it's very important, particularly now with all the construction that's going on and as we're heading into the winter months. Please remember to keep our crosswalks clear, and please keep our eyes open while we're driving. Just very, very careful, especially around drop-off and pickup time. The kids are small. Sometimes you can't see them, and I don't know about you, but God forbid, anything ever happened to one of our kids, so no one would want to live with that. So please be careful. Keep our crosswalks clear at all times, especially around the schools when you're dropping off and picking up. I would really appreciate that. We've had some reports of cars parking in the crosswalks, and just want to remind everyone that that's not helpful. So please try to remember to stay out of the crosswalks. I would like to congratulate the Rockland volleyball team and Coach Emily Adams for an outstanding season. They are South Shore League champions and just had an outstanding season, so congratulations to them. I'd also like to, and please don't let this keep anyone else from congratulating them. I don't want to steal all of this, but I feel compelled. Congratulations to Coach Dan Kimball and the Rockland varsity boys soccer team, who I think they've gone the furthest in the tournament this year since the 50s or 60s or something like that. And we're really proud of you, and just a great season all around. And then Saturday, I had the great pleasure of watching Rockland play Blackstone Regional Valley Tech in football out down in Walpole, and they pulled out an amazing win, and they are going to Gillette Stadium, as we most likely all know, on December 6th, and they'll be playing at 5 p.m. So again, incredibly proud of and happy for the team and for the coaching staff. And just remember, kids, you are representing, that we have a long tradition in this town of going to Super Bowls. And there are a lot of very, very proud people, and we're proud of you, win or lose. We're proud of what a great season you've had and how far you've gone, and we look forward to seeing you at Gillette. I also had the tremendous pleasure on Saturday of attending the Rockland Athletic Hall of Fame induction, which is always a great night. And we inducted Gary Graziano, and it was a surprise to him, which was outstanding. Gary is retiring at the end of this year, and I'll talk more about Mr. Graziano at another meeting, but he is an institution, and I have tremendous respect for him, and I'm incredibly happy for he and his family for that honor. It's well-deserved. And also, congratulations to Jimbo Cahill, who is Rockland's #1 football fan. He was also inducted. And I think the night overall, to me, there were also other members inducted, but those two members being inducted, I thought, really said something about Rockland and really exemplify what Rockland's all about. And so it was a great night. Really enjoyed it. And I'll skip the next one and leave that one for Mrs. Maroney. And then I want to say thank you to this fine young woman sitting next to me. Jane Hackett is our business. She oversees everything financial in this district. She is the assistant superintendent for business and finance. Last year, I jokingly appointed her as COVID administrator. But what she has done for this school district through COVID and for this town is remarkable, and I'm proud to work with you, and I thank you for that. I know you've already been thanked, but I want to thank you again.
Thank you.
Because I know how seriously you take it, and I believe in my heart that you have kept many children and staff members and families safe because of your work, so thank you for that. And next, I would like to encourage, I'm going out on a limb here, but I'd like to encourage everyone to get vaccinated. I really think it's time. And so it's my opinion that getting vaccinated is a very good idea, and I hope everyone will get vaccinated and get their boosters. And then finally, and then I'll stop, I would like to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is probably my favorite holiday. It reminds me to be thankful and grateful. And with that, I am thankful and grateful to work in this town and for all of you and for the opportunity that you give me every day to serve your children. So thank you, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Dr. Cron. Lots of good stuff happening.
Lots of good stuff.
That's great. Last but certainly not least on our agenda this evening is item 8, which is our public service announcements. And we'll start down to the left with Mrs. Hennessy.
All right, well, we're almost through November, and I know there were a lot of half days. So hopefully everyone, and we thank the parents for all their support during this sort of shortened month. Hopefully everyone was able to attend the parent-teacher conferences that were out there. I want to thank the teachers that stayed, that were there at night, as well as administration that were opening the buildings for us to meet teachers in person. I did attend in-person sessions, and it was great to meet the teachers face-to-face. Just want to wish everyone a good Thanksgiving break. Enjoy the Wednesday off and the Friday off. Not sure if people are doing Black Friday shopping, but stay safe out there. Enjoy the Thanksgiving Day football game, and just be safe and be well.
Thank you, Mrs. Hennessy. Mrs. Maroney.
I wanted to discuss or mention the middle school, Rogers Middle School had their honor roll ceremony, and I had the pleasure to attend the 8th grade honor roll ceremony. But I wanted to bring up numbers because as we sit as parents and family sitting in the audience, it looks like a bunch of kids, and we comment every year, I think, how many kids it really is, and it's astounding to me, so I asked to have these numbers. So I'm sorry, I forgot to print this out, so I'm reading it off my phone. Grade 5 had 19 high honors, 80 regular honors, for a total of 99 students out of 175. Grade 6 had 44 high honors, 67 regular honors, for a total of 111 students out of 190. Grade 7 had 24 students in high honors, 54 students in honors, and so a total of 78 students out of 187 students. And grade 8 had 45 students in high honors, 57 students in honors, total of 102 students out of 184 students. To me, that's outstanding work, coming out of COVID, coming back into school, social, emotional, and everything that's going on, wearing your masks, and these kids are showing that they've got it and that they're putting their time in. So thank you to the students and thank you to the parents, because here we are all together and we're doing it and we're doing it well. So I just wanted to mention that. And then I was going to say also happy Thanksgiving, and that I'm thankful for this team as well. It makes it look like it's easy sitting here at this table. There is a ton of work going on behind the scenes, but we get to sit here and talk about the good stuff. So that's all I have. Mr. Biggins.
Thank you very much. Mrs. Davidson.
I would just like to add congratulations to the Rhs Cheerleaders. This weekend they had a competition. They came in first place, and this is their 12th first place medal or trophy in a row, which is amazing. I know a lot of hard work and dedication goes into the cheerleading team. And also, I hope to see the town out at Gillette Stadium on December 6th at 5 p.m. And happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Dr. Small.
I was also going to congratulate the Rockland High School cheerleaders. I believe it was state champions that they are. Yeah. So that's exciting. I also wanted to shout out and congratulate the Rockland Youth Cheerleaders. So they had their end of season this weekend. The Mites took 3rd place, and the Mix, which were the Pee-wees and the Midgets, took 1st place at the OCYCA competition. So congratulations to those hardworking ladies and their very hardworking coaches. I'm grateful to them. Also wanted to wish everybody a happy and healthy Thanksgiving, and looking forward to seeing many of us out at the very highly anticipated Rockland Stroll.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Yeah, just a lot of good things going on. Mrs. Maroney pointed out the successes that are happening in the classroom. Clearly, there's a lot of success happening on our athletic fields and volleyball courts and across the spectrum. We've got a Super Bowl coming up, and nonetheless against Abington, our crosstown rival. And I don't know, I think it's happened before, but I don't think in a very, very long time. It's going to be a special, special night. And I know you've already shared the date, and it's going to be on December 6th at 5, but I understand there is some variable to that. The New England Revolution are playing, and I guess that should the Revolution lose, that the game may be moved to December 3rd, and I'll look up to my man Chris in the booth. What time would that be, Chris, on the 3rd? That'll be at 5 as well. So we'll hope to say that stays on the 6th and the Revolution go ahead and win their game. And we'll certainly be rooting for the Dogs. I hope that anybody who's able can make the trip out there wearing their white and blue to support these guys and hopefully coming home with a state title. Other than that, coming up, this Saturday is the Holiday Stroll. Hopefully everyone will be there. It looks like we've got some really great weather. A lot of great people participating, a lot of great businesses, organizations, really great time to kind of get together and kick off the holiday season, and maybe if you're like me, walk a little bit and burn off some of those Thanksgiving calories. But anyway, I hope everyone does have a really great Thanksgiving, and we'll hope to see you out on Union Street at the Stroll coming up. But that's all I've got, and we will go ahead and entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
And do we have a second?
Second?
All those in favor? Thank you very much. Have a great night, everybody.